to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
Coming off their best win of the season just days ago, the Tokomanawa Queens are climbing the Tauihi ladder. Tonight it's the Southern Hoiho visiting the capital with the hope of upsetting their royal foes. No mai hera mai, hello and welcome. GJ Gardner Holmes, Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa coming to you from Te Rauparaha Arena here in Porirua tonight. Wednesday night action, round 5 coming to a close in the Tauihi. Justin Nelson and Miles Pearce with you. Great to have you with us. Love midweek basketball. 4,000 fans just down the road at TSB Bank Arena last night. A sellout coming out in New Plymouth tomorrow night as the Airs and Giants do battle. And tonight we've got Tauihi, the Queens, up and about at the moment. In fact, their last game against the Pauakai on the weekend, arguably their best win of the season.
Yeah, without a doubt. And they're playing some very good basketball at the moment. And there's just some great basketball all around the country. So it's absolutely great to see. Looking forward to this one.
Well, let's have a look at the ladder as it stands at the moment in the Tauihi. The Kahu, what a season they've had. Unbeaten at the moment. Final 4. Not too far away, of course. There's 7 rounds in the Tauihi, so still a couple of rounds to go. Queens 5, Pauakai all locked together on 8 points apiece. Hoiho with just the 1 win of the season. And no doubt, every game from here on in is a chance for them to cause an upset, including right here tonight.
Indeed, and they've been getting it done on the defensive end of the floor. And talking to Coach before the game, they're really happy with some of the shots they're taking. Now they've just got to be able to knock them down.
Well, let's have a look at the games coming up. Round 6 is not too far away. In fact, it starts on Saturday night, and that's a massive doubleheader. Kahu and Queens do battle, the 2 most potent offences in the Tauihi. Straight after that game, it's the Tuatara up against the Saints. What a big game that is in the Cells NBL. Sunday, Hoiho back at home against the Pauakai. And then late Sunday game, the Phi and the Queens. Round 6, the Queens have a big road double.
The Queens are really busy. They've got a number of games in a very short space of time. Really, really good for the players because you don't get much training in, so it's all about the games. But a huge, huge week for them. And as you said, the Southerners, they've got nothing to lose. Point to prove, whatever it is, they can just come out all guns blazing.
Well, there's the Hoiho starters tonight. O'Neill, the captain, Samara Gallagher, Schneider, Richards and Cheslick. Tori Dugan coming off the bench. Let's catch up with Coach Nat Visca.
Evening, Coach. Welcome to Porirua. Tough games on the road, but you guys have been known as a defensive juggernaut of late. How do you get your offense firing tonight?
I think we've just been talking about we're getting shots now that we want. It's just making them, like taking them with confidence. I'm just a big believer in don't shoot the ball unless you think it's going to go in. So hopefully some people take that on board and make shots. And then we need our defense to create shots, so get out and run when we get steals and tips and long rebounds. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Awesome. Now you're coming into tonight's game a little banged up. A couple of people with some head knocks and injuries. I saw Zoe in a lovely face mask before. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you guys.
Yeah, Zoe had a bit of a nose thing in training a couple weeks ago, and she's toughed it out, but it hurts every time she gets smacked. She's going to try a mask tonight. Lena and a Pauakai player collided in the game, and Lena had a big gash in her forehead, came back on, still had 24 points, so just the luck of the draw, really. So we're just trying to stay positive and run people through and just give our best effort.
Good luck tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys up against the Queens. Thank you.
There's Zoe Richards wearing the face mask tonight. We'll tell you a little bit more about that story shortly. Right now, though, let's have a look at the Queens starters tonight, Miles. And it's a pretty settled starting unit now. Gustafsson, Beck, Trousdale, Chagas, and Jamie Nard. And what a game Jamie Nard had against the Pauakai. A perfect 6 of 6 from downtown.
Shot the lights out, and I think that's something that we're going to see further as we go through these next couple of rounds and into the finals. I think she's just still finding her feet. As we know, she had some injury, a little injury issue at the start of the season, only played the first half of that first game, but slowly starting to get back, and I think that's the reason that she was drafted in the WNBA, and you can see she's one hell of a player.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Pick number 13 in the WNBA draft, Jamie Nard. Let's catch up now with Queen's coach, Tanya Tupu.
Coach, welcome home after a great road win. How do you bring that success from the road back home?
Well, we've got a big week this week, 3 games in 5 days. We had 1 training. I feel like a math teacher. We've been doing some subtracting and adding content to the mix. So I think, we've just been working on a few things here and there, and expecting these guys to come out and battle.
You're talking about a battle now. The Southerners have been known for some great defense this season. As you said, not a lot of time to prepare in such a busy week. What are you looking for to go against these guys, and how are you going to get the win tonight?
Oh, we've got to keep to our own pace. Obviously they probably want to try and disrupt the speed that we go at, and we need to play our game. Lots of respect for them, they're battlers, and some of them getting whacked and battled, like pushed around, but they keep getting up. So we respect that, and we expect nothing less tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and good luck. Wednesday night action in Tauihi tonight. Let's have a look at the head-to-head in this one, Miles. And, well, the Queens are one of the best offensive teams in the competition. Stars on both teams. Jacinta Beckley, by the way, out tonight, not playing for the Queens. Of course, they do have to stop Lena Snyder, who is the only player in the competition who ranks in the top 5 for points, rebounds, assists and steals. What a season she's having.
It's absolutely one of the top players here in the league this year, and statistically the two teams aren't too far apart in a number of areas. The big one is the points per game, and that is something that the Southerners are going to need to tidy up some defense, slow this game down, junk up defenses, whatever it may be, to slow down the potent Queens offense.
Officials in this one, Sam Pan, Amy Jo Clark and Hayden Pipe. We're not too far away from a start tonight. Closing game of round 5 in Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. It is the Queens up against the Hoiho tonight. Justin Nelson, Miles Pearce with you. We're just about set to go. Sit back and enjoy this one tonight on Sky Sport. Women's basketball at its best. Shelby Cheslick and Josie Trousdale in the jump to start us off. And it'll be the visitors to get the first possession tonight.
And I'm really looking forward to the matchup of the two girls that just jumped that ball up there. I think that's going to be absolutely fantastic to see those two bigs go against each other.
There's Gallagher under some early pressure. Does manage to get a shot up. Jamie Nard keeps it in play.
Twinkle Toes along the baseline doing a fantastic job keeping that alive.
And now the home team gets their opening opportunity of the game. Trousdale goes inside. Gustafsson with the little bounce pass underneath, looking for Stella Beck. Right idea, just not able to connect in the end. So a couple of turnovers for each team early. Now Zoe Richards wearing the face mask tonight is actually courtesy of a collision at training a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, just chatting to some of the girls before the game during a post drill, caught a little bit of a knock to the face and broke a nose, and has been playing through it without the mask, and has just been apparently in a whole lot of pain every time she gets knocked or bumped. So going with the Rip Hamilton-esque mask as we see Chagas find Nard out in the corner. It's a first miss in a game in a bit.
Big rebound from Gustafsson to get a second look here. It'll fall the way of Florencia Chagas. So a couple of long looks there for the Queens. Still no score in this game. And first time that Zoe Richards has ever worn a mask. I spoke to her during warm-up and she did say it was a bit of a different feeling. So we'll see how she goes tonight. Here's Gallagher for 3. So the Southerners get the opening points of this one tonight in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi.
Coach talked about they're getting some more shots that they wanted, and that's a great look to start them off and knock them down to open up the scoring for the game.
Stella Beck trying to clear some traffic, actually stood on the baseline there. So Turnovers have been an Achilles heel at times for the Queens this season, especially early in games. Wasn't that long ago here at this same venue, Miles, we saw them against the Phi, who jumped out to a big lead early, courtesy of Queens turnovers.
And they had half a dozen or more in the first quarter, so it's going to be really good to see them look after the rock and try and take advantage as we see official call a foul there.
Yeah, against Alan Gustafsson, which was fairly minimal contact, and maybe that'll set the tone for the way this game will be officiated tonight. She actually thought she'd forced a turnover. Hoiho to bring it back in. Schneider. It'll be a long three-point attempt. Queens still looking for their first points, and they may get them here through captain Stella Beck.
And you've got to stop the ball. The ball's the most dangerous thing. The ball's the thing that goes in the hoop, and you could see...
How's that for a steal?
Just taking it away. You've got to get in front of the ball, getting beside the player on the dribble. You can see Beck get all the way, and then Chuggas come up with another steal almost.
Just about. She's a top 5 player for steals in the competition, Florencia Chuggas. Gallagher back the other way, draws the foul on Truesdell. So Samara Gallagher will head off to the Resine for a couple of looks. Back-to-back baskets for the Queens from their guards. Have a look at this. Just the tenacity there of Florencia Chuggas. Had a steal not long before that and a basket. Beck and Chuggas, the backcourt duo with the early points for the Queens.
Well, we're 3 minutes into this game, and Gallagher's got 4. Coming up for possibly her 5th point right here, 5. She's just averaging a shade under 8 a game. She needs to be an offensive weapon to help the imports and just get this offense firing. That's going to be a huge part of the Southerners' game.
And she is the second top scorer. Good pass inside there for Gustafsson. Both Zoe Richards and Samara Gallagher average 7.8 points a game for the Hoiho. And that's second only to Lena Schneider, who is second best in the league at 20.2 points a game. She's a star. Truesdell with the little jumper. Can't find the bottom of the net. Early going in this one. Visitors lead by 1. Here is Gallagher again. Ball on the floor, attacking the basket hard. Gets it back. Shot clock is down to 10. Loose ball, Nard picks it up. Here come the Queens.
Love the aggressiveness by Gallagher there as we see Beck fire away from the wing and connect.
Well, she had plenty of time just to square up Stella Beck. She's off to a good start tonight as well.
She is too good to leave open and not know where she is.
Good hands in the lane there from Chuggas. Lena Schneider, we talked about how good she's been. Ranks 2 for points, 2 for rebounds, 3 for assists, 4 for steals. That's in the league. That's how good she's going this season. Here she is in action on the turnaround, usually deadly, and she doesn't let us down. Lena Schneider, her opening points in this game.
And she has just driven this team and been a huge part of both offense and defense. We need some of the other girls to step up to see if they can get this offense firing and keep everyone else contained. As we see Jamie Nard knock down the baseline jumper.
Yeah, good setup there from Alan Gustafsson, the Swede to the American. O'Neill back the other way. Hands it out to Schneider. Closed down by Gustafsson. Goes in to Zoe Richards. Gets around Truesdell, who ends up coming up with the rebound. Queens out by 2. Chuggas on the move. Inside pass. Gustafsson to Beck. How good was that from the Queens?
And Beck just realised that Zoe Richards doesn't have the foot speed and just great cut to the basket, catch and finish.
Let's see if the Hoiho can respond. Gallagher knocked out of her hand. Steal from Stella Beck. She's off again to Nard. Nard to the basket is fouled by Shelby Cheslick. And Jamie Nard will visit the Resine. Encouraging start tonight by the Queens. GJ Gardner Holmes replay, heads up play from Stella Beck. You can see the contact there.
And the Queens have just started that first minute or so almost finding their feet, and they've really picked up the pace and started to put some pressure on this very good defensive team.
There's Jamie Nard. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists a game. Had that huge game on the weekend against the Puakai. Shot the lights out from distance. And she started well tonight. Rusk is into the action here. Chesley trying to clear some space. Ignores Kestrup. Dugan into the action now. There's a foul off the ball. And I reckon that'll be against Ellen Gustafsson. That's her second foul. So the Queens may be forced to make a change here. Here is the sub as young Lily Talalay steps onto the floor. And she's got a huge matchup against Lena Schneider.
And that is a big matchup for Tolele, as she, you're right, she is one of our young athletes that's coming through this program and just returned from the Under-17 World Cup. And we've got some great opportunities for our up-and-comers as we see the Queens score again.
Yeah, the Queen of Porirua, Grace Hunter with the basket there. Both teams have rung some changes now. In fact, Paris Mason's got the job on Lena Schneider. Keep an eye on that because Mason is an elite young defender. What a test for her.
So, side note, question, the Queen of Porirua. Does she outrank the Prince of Porirua, Jordan Nata?
Well, I was going to say the Princess, and I thought, well, that's the Queen. So
yeah, I'm
surely
saying,
she's the Queen of Porirua.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that for a moment.
I'm fairly sure that Jordan Natai would be happy to hand over the crown, wouldn't he?
I feel like that's a crown that he's going to wear for a long time. Although I feel like commentator Brooke Rusko may have something to say about that. As we see Rusk knock down that first free throw.
Well, Brooks always got something to say, hasn't he?
He always, that's his job. That's what he does.
He'll be back in action tomorrow night on Sky Sport. Brooke Rusko joining me for the Airs and the Giants game. What a big one that'll be. Here's Grace Hunter from deep. Can't connect. Russ comes up with it quickly up the floor, trying to get the pace going here for the Hoiho. And again, we continue to see this run of very, very minor contact fouls, but that's what has been set tonight, and the teams need to adjust.
It is indeed. It's one of those things that the officials are going to call the game the way they call the game, and if they're letting more go for it. If they're calling it, you've got to adjust and adjust quickly. Already, the Queen's in foul trouble. The Hoiho are going to be at the line every foul from now on. So potentially a huge advantage if they can keep drawing fouls and knocking down some free throws.
Well, Rusk makes both from the Razine. 5-point margin. Early stages of this one tonight. Here's Florencia Chagas. We know she can get going in a hurry. And she draws a foul back the other way against Bronwyn Kestrup, it looked like. It is.
And Chagas is just a handful to contain off the dribble. When she puts her head down, she is very, very tough to guard. And that's just going to open up some drive and kick situations and her own jump shot later on in the game.
Here she is, the 21-year-old Argentinian. Already drafted into the WNBA. Has been plying her trade professionally in Europe since the age of 15. It's quite a remarkable story. Dugan goes searching back the other way. Snyder with some space. Drains the big triple. Lena Snyder. She's another one that's been in the wars, running into her own teammates as well. You can see her bandaged up.
Yeah, she got a bit of a... took a bit of a knock in their last game down in Queenstown. Was chatting to her before the game. She's got almost a Harry Potter-esque scar, but not quite as high. You see her taped up. See
Foul.
Russ' knees taped up there. Southerners are a little banged up, but
Well, there's been a lot of games.
there has been.
It's a hectic schedule in the Tauihi. Great crossover, penetration from Grace Hunter, opens it up for Nard, who wasn't too far away with the triple.
Tolele does a great job containing the dribble there.
Schneider on the charge, and another foul called. So this game's been dominated by the whistle early. And as we just spoke about, the teams, the players, they need to change things up here because the referees are calling really any contact that's out there. So you need to adjust, Miles.
You do indeed. You do indeed. And Hoiho can just take advantage and just keep putting pressure on the Queen's defense, getting in the lane. We've seen a couple of fouls called on post-ups, which, miss from Snyder there, uncharacteristic. But they keep possession.
Yeah, rare for her to miss a couple in a row from the coloured stripe. There's the Queen's bench. Alan Gustafsson there in the middle, already sitting down with a couple of early fouls. Gallagher was busy early. Speaking of busy, Lena Schneider picked off well by young Tulele. Hands it over to Beck. She's got a very young group around her here, Stella Beck on the floor at the moment. Hunter, Tulele, Mason. Here is Lily Tulele on the turnaround. How about that for a finish?
Lily Tulele showing us the post game and the jump hook, getting that to go. Just takes that lead out to 5.
Schneider quickly surrounded, finds the open Dugan.
That's not necessarily her strength. You know, she does such a good job putting the ball on the floor and creating, but when you're that wide open, created a shot, you've got to shoot. As we see Mason down low.
Oh, a
finds
fantastic pass. How about the backdoor cut from the weak side by Florencia Chagas there?
And Mason will get the assist, but she created that pass. She created that just with that fantastic pass. And Chagas with a great cut.
So some back-to-back baskets for the Queens. Opens it back out to 7. Late in the first quarter. Gallagher, good hand in there by Tulele. Knocked it clear. Stella Beck now sizes up her options, and she likes the option that has her shooting the ball. Timeout called. It'll be a Sky City player timeout here, called by the Hoiho. They want to have a quick chat on the floor. A new innovation for basketball this season. There's the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Stella Beck with the 2. Of course, each team gets the opportunity to call a Sky City player timeout each half. They can call one per half. The players stay on the court. The team in possession are allowed to call it. The teams stay on the court. They're not allowed near the benches. They can't communicate with the coaches. It's completely about the players on the floor.
I love this. It's empowering the players, and as you can see, the huddle there, the players on the court know what's going wrong. So it's just, sometimes they don't need to be told by their coach the same thing that they already know. So it's just a great opportunity for them to chat, settle down, get something sorted, call something, and just get to business as we see them advance it.
Yeah, and the other thing is, out of a Sky City player timeout, you advance the ball. So that's why it's been taken into the front court. And it's a good use of that timeout by the Hoiho, because they had conceded a few baskets in a row. And as you can see, they've come out of that and they've got one of their own back through Lena Schneider.
And she just shoots the ball so well. If you're on D, you've got to know where she is and what she's doing.
She's got 7 in the game. Chagas, Stella Beck, who has been called for the travel. She has 9 points in the game so far, has not missed a shot.
That is impressive. And it mean, you know what? If you haven't missed a shot, it means you need to shoot more shots.
There you go. And preferably don't travel before you do. And that one, well, that was a miss. Maybe it was all part of the plan, Miles.
Don't want to mess up the perfect 100%.
Queens out by 6. Schneider taking a break. So this will be interesting to see what the Hoiho can do without their star import on the court. First time forward is a turnover as Samara Gallagher took a little bit of a walk inside the paint.
I do love how aggressive and assertive she's been when she's got the ball in hand. She started this game with a quick few points, knocked down that three and some free throws. So it's great to see her in attack mode. Hopefully she can keep it up, and it's a little bit contagious, and we see some more of that from some of our other teammates.
Young Holly Morgan into the action wearing the number 8 for the Queens. Talele goes out to Morgan, who'll fire from deep and score. And I reckon that might be her first points in the Tauihi, Holly Morgan. So how about that for a start? First shot of the game, drains a big triple from the corner.
And that's a huge triple right now because that puts them up 9. And you see the Hoiho just struggling again and turning the ball over.
Steal number 6 for the Queens.
And Chagas just pushing the tempo as Morgan goes again.
Oh, and nearly goes 2 from 2 from deep to finish off the first quarter. Queens leading the way early in this one tonight. Wednesday night basketball in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. Hope you're enjoying it tonight on Sky Sport. Queens are out by 9.
So what you have to do is, you have to stand on the free throw line. What's going to happen here? Free throw line. And you're going to dribble the ball to the halfway and then wrap it around once. You just have to wrap it around once. And the first one to get back and score a bucket wins the competition.
That should be 6.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Balana, you ready? Okay. Let's give
Cheers, mate.
some energy. We're going to count down to 3. We're going to count down to 3. So count down with me. 3, 2, let's go. Ah, yes. And the first one, score bucket. And
Thank you.
the first one to score bucket, you score bucket. So, Alalua just scored a bucket. So, everyone, please put your hands together for Alalua and Milan. Scoring buckets, getting buckets, and she was scoring buckets in her slippers, so I appreciate that. So shout out to the GJ Gardner Girl Scout game on Wrap Around. Everybody, make some noise! Second quarter coming
Welcome
up.
back to Te Rauparaha Arena tonight in Porirua. GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. The Queens fans out in force tonight, and they'll be pretty happy with what they saw in that first quarter. Miles Pearce, the Queens leading it 25-16.
Yeah, the Queens have done an amazing job, and they've got 6 players on the scoreboard already, and they're just sharing the ball and knocking down shots. Everyone's contributing in some way, shape or form. Only issue for them, too many fouls in the first quarter. On the flip side, too many turnovers for the Southerners. 14 points off. Queens have got 14 points off those turnovers.
Here's Truesdale. Usually pretty good from that position on the floor, and doesn't matter how they drop, Miles, as long as they drop.
Indeed, a little bit of a shooter's roll there.
11-point margin now. First time we've been in double digits in this one. So over to the Hoiho to try and respond. These two teams have met twice this season, so this is their last game against each other. Queens winning those games 87-60 and 77-58. So they're looking for a clean sweep here tonight. Cheslick pulled up for the offensive foul.
And the refs have been calling that in the South NBL and in Tauihi League. It's something that the referees have been tight on. You can't be moving, you can't drop shoulders, you can't be turning. So call there, sends the ball the other way.
Talele. Good pass, switching it up out to Chagas, who gets on the drive and finishes strong over O'Neill.
She's just so tough, putting the ball on the floor and getting to the rim.
7 in the game. Here's Rusk driving herself, comes up short on the iron. Picked up by Stella Beck. How's the skills? of the Sky Sport Tall Fern. Holly Morgan a little bit deep on the shot. Foul off the rebound. That'll be against Talele.
And Lila Talele picking up a foul. We mentioned earlier that the Queens had a few too many fouls in the first quarter. They are a deep team. It doesn't mean you want your players to foul out though, so they're going to add value being on the floor and not cheering from the sidelines.
Do you ever get the chance to spend 5 minutes having a chat with Lily Talele? Such an inspiring young lady. Another missed opportunity there for the Hoiho, and back come the Queens. There's Josie Truesdale inside, getting around Cheslick. Stella Beck with the rebound off the glass. She's got more points. Star of the show in this first half, Stella Beck.
And right now, she's the person keeping that scoreboard ticking over. And everything and everyone needs to be geared to knowing what's going on and where she is.
Got 11 in the game. O'Neill with the miss. There's another rebound for Beck. She's got 4 of those, 3 assists and a steal, and still has not missed a shot. Chagas turning back on Dugan, out to the corner. Beck with another one. Why not? Why not Stella Beck? 14 in the game, 5 of 5 from the field. Couple of triples, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Just keep getting the ball to Stella Beck. As you said, Miles Pearce, if you're not missing shots, take more.
Take more, and she needs the ball in her hands every time down the floor. She is absolutely on fire at the moment. And the Hoiho need to figure out where she is and how to stop her. Part of it is she's finishing some stuff that her teammates are creating. And Chagas was the one who put the ball on the floor, got in. Too much help on the defense. Kick out to an open shooter, knocks it down.
Averages 11 points a game, Stella Beck. We're just over 12 minutes into this one. She's got 14.
She's shooting the ball extremely well, and it's times like this, defensively, you need to be locked in. Offensively, you got to know where she is so you can get her the ball more.
Results so far in round 5 of Tauihi. Pauakai 59, the Queens 78. That was a big win on the road for the Queens. The Kahu on the road 88, defeating the Phi 64, and the Pauakai bounced back. Down at Queenstown on Monday night when they defeated the Hoiho 70-58. There's a foul on the floor there.
That high pick and roll could cause the Queens some grief if they are able to use that Snyder-Cheslick rotation and really attack through some size and some skill between the two players.
Lena Schneider on the inbound. I've commentated a few games this season with the Hoiho, and I've seen that play on more than a number of occasions, and it always ends up in the hands of Lena Schneider. How teams haven't scouted that is beyond me. Turnover. And here is Lena Schneider again. Can she get back-to-back baskets? Hands it off to Rusk. She calls up O'Neill. And now Chagas with the foul. So you can see what Florencia thought of that one.
I would have liked to have seen Snyder attack the mismatch. I think she had a mismatch there with Truesdale. Really attack her and try and put the ball on the floor and create for herself or her teammates.
Here's O'Neill with the long shot. Cheslick, offensive rebound. Rusk steps around Beck and nails the basket.
And just still only 3 scorers for the Hoiho. And that's just a huge issue for me because they need some other people to step up and just be an offensive threat. Take some of the pressure off the girls are getting it done. As we see Truesdale go to the basket and foul.
Well, she loves getting to that distance around the Resine, Josie Truesdale, and you saw on that play, here it is, GJ Gardner Holmes replay, sized up her options, just got Shelby Cheslick off the floor on the second up fake, and that gave her the chance to drive the basket. Smart play.
Great little up fake, and Josie's had an amazing college career, then playing in Australia, and now it's great to see her here back at home. Product of Colgate University.
Spent some time with the Melbourne Boomers as well in the WNBL.
Fantastic program, winning a championship last season with Coach Guy Malloy.
Our Australian viewers across the FIBA YouTube channel would remember Josie by her maiden name, Josie Stockel, of course. Here's Russ turning back on Nard. Up and over the top, loose ball, and there's a foul off that rebound. So players are going to need to watch themselves for foul trouble in this one.
And I don't mind that foul. The Hoiho have got to get on the offensive glass. They haven't shot the ball at the end of the first quarter, just 36%, as opposed to the Queens' 62%. It's a great way to get some extra possessions, and I actually don't mind them being a little more aggressive. It was been Nard with a great backdoor cut, and just be a little more aggressive to try and earn and win those back.
Hannah Bede with the foul. 15 fouls called in the game so far. Shelby Cheslick is the one to keep an eye on. She has 3 personal fouls. And you would think from here, Miles, she's going to be riding through the rest of this game with certainly one eye on that foul situation.
Indeed, and she causes some matchup problems. She's a great facilitator, passing out of the high post, and she does a great job. I'd love to see her look for a shot a little more, but she does a very, very good job for her team, and it's not going to help when she can't do anything from the bench.
6 points in the game now for Nard. These days out of Dallas, Texas. Originally Portland, Oregon. Another foul called in this one. That looked like it was on Florencia Chagas. That's her second personal. In fact, Jamie Nard's got some visitors in town at the moment who have come all the way from the States to spend a few weeks with her here in Wellington, New Zealand. And that's just another one of those great stories around these international players, Miles. It's not just the players who get the chance now to come and spend some time. In fact, there's her mum in the background there and her sister enjoying the game. Welcome.
And Wellington Saint forward, Reggie Upshaw Jr.
What a game he was involved in last night. There's Gustafsson finishing off a good pass from Grace Hunter. It's not just the players, these international stars, that get the chance to come and play here, but as we've seen from a number of the players, their families have also come out and spent some time visiting.
Which is absolutely fantastic. It's just it's a pleasure to be able to go.
Big block there by Nard, by the way.
Great steal by Beck. She can get all the way, same as before. Player defensively on her hip, never got in front. Beck all the way to the basket.
Sorry,
Still hasn't missed.
I interrupted you before.
No, that's right. I got caught up in the game. But it's absolutely fantastic to be able to go somewhere and have the support of not only your teammate, but some family. Just makes it feel a little bit more like home.
Stella Beck up to 16 points. Schneider turns it over. Here's Grace Hunter on the move again and bullocking her way to the basket. That's a great move from young Grace Hunter. Sized up her options, put her head down, and showed some aggression there beyond her years.
Grace is she's come home from Florida, where she's been in university, and you can see that the way she's playing the game right now, she's not getting sped up. She's playing at her own pace and at a pace that they really want to play it, as we see Jamie Nard's family and thoroughly enjoying the game on their phones right now.
And of course, you spoke about Reggie Upshaw Jr. There he is, a late season recruit for the Saints. And the NBL, the Sal's NBL, actually issued a story today to say that with that win last night, regardless of what happens this weekend, the Saints are going to make the final six.
An amazing story, because the start of their season was not the greatest, and it's been fairly well publicised that they had some turmoil. Guy Malloy was there, Troy McLean ended up taking over, but their run home, and it pretty much started with the addition of Reggie Upshaw Jr. I love what he's brought to the team and brought to the league. He has been absolutely fantastic for them.
Well, they're on a 6-1 run at the moment, the Saints, and probably turmoil is not the word to use. I think they had a slow start. They had players missing late from the ANBL, imports coming in late. It was a really mixed start, and just unfortunate for the team and for the coach at the time, Guy Malloy, just with the fact that they were never settled really until about the halfway mark of the season, maybe even a little bit later.
Yes, you're right there. And you said 6-1 in their last 7 games.
Yeah.
Who'd they lose to?
Taranaki Airs, who are back in action tomorrow taking on the Giants. What a game that'll be. Whoever wins that game tomorrow night goes in to next week's Sal's NBL Final 6 as the top-ranked teams. The Giants haven't been in that position since 1994. Offensive foul called there. And just on the Airs, I don't think they've ever ended the regular season on top of the ladder, have they?
We'd have to get the stat, man. They, in my time being over here and dealing with the Sal's NBL, they haven't always been one of the higher-ranked teams. So Coach Trent Adams got those guys firing. Their import trio is doing an outstanding job. Javonte Douglas, Hilliard, they've just got a great team. And as we said, offensive foul called there. They're doing such a good job, and they still don't have Ty Wynyard, who's a huge piece of
Richie
the puzzle,
Roger as well.
and Richie Roger, who are at the Com Games right now.
So foul there on Jamie Nard. That's her second personal. Queens out by 23 now. 18-4 run in this second quarter. They've really blown this one open. Here's Dugan, shut down by Beck. Pulls up the dribble. Goes to Rusk. Shot clock down to 3. She's going to have to go here. Works her way through, and another foul called. That foul is on Eva Langton, who's come into the action. And you can always trust our viewers out there, because somebody has sent us a message to say that the Airs have finished on top in the regular season before.
Coach Shay Hiro, assistant coach of the Junior Tall Ferns, thank you. She's a Naki local, 1992.
There you go.
That was a while ago.
Well,
thanks, Coach Shay.
Either one of the Giants or the Airs are going to create a little bit of history tomorrow night. That game, by the way, at TSB Arena in New Plymouth, totally sold out.
And
can't get a ticket.
What a way to go when you're talking the midweek games. It's absolutely fantastic to see so much basketball here in Aotearoa across the country throughout every day of the week.
The Hoiho convert one from the Resine. Florencia Chagas just floating in mid-air there, making that look so simple.
And she does, and simple and easy are not always the same thing. So she makes that look simple and easy, and it's really not with someone trying to stop you.
She oozes class, doesn't she? Here's Rusk under pressure. Nice little pass to Kestrup, who I think that may have just come off the glass on the way to the hoop.
And Kestrup just the 4th scorer in this game for the road team, and they're going to need to see some more.
Baskets have been hard to come by.
Yeah.
Here's Nard inside. Gustafsson spinning, puts it out. Langton for 3. A little bit too deep. And another foul called. This time on Chagas, who's got her 3rd. And the relationship between referee Hayden Pipe and the Queens players at the moment, you can see them asking questions, because they've been called for 13 fouls in this game, and I reckon most of them have come from the whistle of Hayden Pipe, who's been there on the spot. I'm certainly not saying otherwise, but you can see there Gustafsson and Chugas were just asking Hayden Pipe a couple of questions. There's Nat Vizca. It has been one of those nights, though, that the whistle has been there on every little bit of contact, and you need to adjust. We've said it a few times. Turnover, maybe.
The doctor with a great deflection. Gallagher from the corner.
And rewards the doctor, Kestrup, with a big triple. So a little bit of a purple patch here for the Hoiho, and you can see them getting after it. And while that happens, Jamie Nard just goes the length of the floor to the basket, finishes off the glass. This time gets the friendly whistle, and she'll get the bonus. Here's the replay. Heads up play from Nard because the Hoiho were chasing the ball.
Yeah, definitely contact on the play, but I think both teams here either need to adjust very, very quickly, or they need to just have a bite the referees a lovely hot beverage and try and get them on side.
Does that help, does it?
I don't know. I don't think so. But they really do need to adjust because this game has got a lot of whistle going right now, as we see, and yet another foul call.
And I think it's going to be on Bronwyn Kestrup, just on the rebound there, just arching her body into Alan Gustafsson. That's what the foul's for. And both teams in the bonus. Gustafsson will go to the Racine line to look at a couple. Queens out by 23 now.
And the Queens have just had an absolutely fantastic contribution from so many players, and it's great to see. But on the flip side, with only 3 dominant scorers for the Hoiho, they really need a couple of other people to step up and just look to take some shots.
Young Urimiera is into the game for the Queens now. Head down, trying to charge her way through Zoe Richards. And she's called for the foul. So I've got no doubt one of the big talking points in the second half tonight, Miles, will be just keeping an eye on foul trouble for players. Chugas has 3 for the Queens. They have another 3 players on 2 fouls. Cheslick and Dugan already have 3 apiece for the Hoiho, as Kestrup picks up another foul as well.
And the Queens are probably a little bit okay with a couple of people, with a couple of fouls, just because of the lead that they have. But right now they need to be able to control this. Just the instinct to reach or drop a shoulder or create that contact. Both teams need to adjust and hopefully get this game a little more free-flowing.
It's probably going to be the message from both coaches at half-time. 25 fouls called in the game so far tonight. Nard puts the first away from the line and the second. So she's starting to get going now, up to 10 points in the game. Grace Valfusi comes in for the Queens.
And that is a very, very quiet 10 for Nard. Like, she's on track, scored 20 plus, whatever it might be, but she's just chipped away, knocked down a couple of shots here or there, a couple of free throws from the Racine, and she's already up to 10. Only Beck with 16 has more.
Here's Gallagher. Had a big start tonight, didn't she? Some early points. Schneider wants it inside on the jumper. She just does not miss.
And the defense of the Queens has got to be locked into her, but I feel that the defense can lock into her a lot more because her teammates aren't looking to shoot. They're looking to get her the ball, which is, as you mentioned, statistically doing a great job, but you got to be able to take the pressure off and help, as we see a great deflection from Gallagher off the high pick and roll.
Yeah, she did well to come across and help out. Force the turnover. O'Neill for 3. So some good points late in this quarter for the Hoiho inside the last minute of play. Valfusi here. Attack on the basket. Did very well and finishes. Grace Valfusi with the points.
Great to see her attack the basket and get on the scoreboard, but that's just another example of the Queens having someone that can contribute and get things done, as we see Gallagher miss a little long on that one. Gustafsson with the rebound.
And off they go. Grace Hunter here loves to attack, draws the foul. She'll head back to the stripe. Vafusi there, just getting some congratulations from Grace Hunter for that last basket. There she is. We've seen that aggression a few times tonight. .23 margin heading into halftime here in Porirua. Wednesday night action in the GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi. And the Queens have 20 points tonight off Hoiho turnovers. Jamie Nard keeps it alive off the hand of Kestrup.
Trying to whip that pass inside to a teammate, Gustafsson. Right idea, just gets deflected out of bounds by a defender.
Shot clock 5 seconds inside the game clock. Let's see what the Queens do here. Gustafsson on the jumper. Sweet shot, Alan Gustafsson.
Great little keep on that action, able to get to some space and knock down that jumper, just extending the lead back to 26.
O'Neill with a late chance, can't convert, and that'll just about do us in this first half. The Queens lead this one by 26. A 31-14 run in that second quarter. Smiles all round for the home team at the half. Few players with some foul trouble. We'll bring you up to speed on that during this halftime break. Let's catch up with a couple of the key players from that first half. Let's head down courtside with Miles Pearce. He's got Lena Schneider and Stella Beck with him.
Half from you, haven't missed a shot yet. You got to get your teammates to get you a few more shots. How you feeling after that?
Yeah, no, great. I mean, we came out as we wanted to. We pushed the ball. We looked around. Everyone's looking really confident taking the shots when they're open. So I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, you're saying that everyone on the court is contributing anyway. Everyone's looking to score. How have you guys got this team effort going tonight?
Oh, you know, it starts by being home. You know, it's really nice to be home and have the crowd on our side, and I think we can feel that in the warm-up, and we feel that in the first 10 seconds. So, yeah, good credit to them.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Hey, tough first half. You guys are struggling a little bit with some scoring options. How do you get other people going in the second?
Yeah, we just need to keep. We're getting some shots up, and we just need to convert those. We got a few more people on the scoreboard there in the second quarter, and I think we can run with that in the second half.
You guys have got to take care of the ball a little better. 11 turnovers, Queens scoring 20 off that. That's pretty much the lead right there. How you look after the ball?
Yeah, treat it like it's like it's money. Yeah, we just need to be more aware of our passes. We're trying to make the perfect pass right now. We just need to make the easy pass.
Awesome, congratulations. Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
So halftime here tonight in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. It's the home team leading the way at the break. Queens 56, Hoiho 30. We'll take a look at all of the stats right after this break. Don't go away.
Let's get some buckets. Let's make some noise for these guys. Get buckets, get buckets, get buckets. I'm wondering if some of these guys are basketballers. Yes.
Now, hey Rich, so let's come back and we'll go through the stats. Maybe come back with a wide shot, come to us, then we'll go through the stats. We'll get out to the second break quickly, and then when we come back off that, we'll actually bring up can you bring up the Cells NBL ladder when we come back from the second break? Yeah, it's current. I've got it here in front of me, so it's up to date. So if you load that, we'll talk about that off the back of the second break. Thanks, mate. And maybe we'll use that opportunity to talk about the Final Six tickets as well. Okay.
Very intensive on that side of the right here. So Father, once again, give them some energy and please make some noise for your Hoop Hot Crew.
Welcome back to Te Rauparaha Arena tonight, Wednesday night basketball in the GJ Gardner Homes. Tauihi, great to have you with us. Queens leading this one at the half quite comfortably. And it's been built off the back of steals, forcing turnovers, scoring off those turnovers, and scoring at a pretty good clip, it must be said. Miles Pearce, especially Stella Beck.
Stella Beck has been absolutely amazing, and perfect from the floor is definitely helping their 69%. The Queens are just absolutely on fire and scoring 22 points off 11 turnovers from Hoiho.
It's been the tail of the tape. Let's have a look at the stats to halftime as the crowd having plenty of fun here tonight. And there you can see Stella Beck leading the way with 16 points. Jamie Nard sneaking up there on 10. Schneider doing what she normally does. She's got 12 points. Beck also with 7 rebounds.
She's getting it done for the Queens tonight. Perfect 7 of 7 from the floor, 7 rebounds. All she needs, only 3 assists. We're hoping for 7 assists just to keep that theme of 7 rolling, but you can see them sharing the ball around, and the Queens, 3 blocks.
Players have to adjust.
Without a doubt.
I think they've actually called it very evenly in terms of what they started calling.
Oh yeah,
at the start.
calls have been the same. Calls have been the same. There's
Yeah.
just been a lot of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thanks, mate. Good on you, thanks. Yeah, no, I agree. Thanks, mate.
I don't know what the average fouls per game
Don't know.
is, but 27 and a half
That's a lot.
seems, yeah, it seems
a
high.
lot.
It seems high.
Yeah. Anyway, they've got to adjust. How long, Rich? How long? Queens leading this one by 26 points at the half. Closing game of round 5 in Tauihi here this evening. Now, final 6 not too far away in the Cells NBL. Let's have a quick look. In fact, there is the final 6. Tickets on sale at the moment, eventfinder.co.nz, and they are being snapped up very, very quickly. Miles Pearce, a lot of people talking about 4 nights of competition up at Eventfinder next week, starting on Wednesday night. It's going to be epic. Just want to quickly show you the ladder in the Cells NBL, ladies and gentlemen, because we've been talking about this a little bit tonight. There it is. That's how close it is. Top 6 teams go through. Right now, everyone down to position 8. The Bulls still in the hunt. We know the Giants will be there. We know the Airs will be there. We know the Tuatara will be there. News out of league headquarters today is the Saints will make it, which means Hawks, Nuggets, Rams, Bulls, only 2 of those 4 will make it through.
It is an absolute quagmire in that once we get after that 4. So it's going to be interesting to see not necessarily who makes it, but who finishes where as well.
So second half coming up here. Queens with the running in the first half. Let's see what the Hoiho can do.
The Queens really did. They ran away with it. 20 points off turnovers, 22 points in the paint. 9 of the 12 players have scored so far. We see the Queens come up with the defensive rebound and Jamie Nard start the offense. Truesdale directing traffic, handing off to Beck. And Stella Beck, plus 26 in her time on court.
Getting the roll, Alan Gustafsson with the first points.
Plus 28 now.
Of the second half. Yeah, she's had some sort of a game. Chesley, Gustafsson with the rebound. And let's see if the players adjust from both teams after a first half that was dominated by fouls. 27 in all called. Let's see if there's a bit of a change up and whether the coaches have had a chat about that at the half.
And it wasn't necessarily dominated. Gallagher knocks down a 3, starting the second half as she started the game. It wasn't necessarily a certain player, but both teams, one team 13, one team 14 fouls. It's just they need to adjust. The referees are calling some hands and contact. So the players need to adjust to keep this thing going and free flowing.
Here's Truesdale working her way to the basket around Chesley. That's a really nice basket from Josie Truesdale.
And I'm going to call her husband out right here. It's probably a better post move than he ever had.
Oh, there we go. That'll get the phones going. I don't know what it is with you co-commentators.
Arthur and I were teammates, and it's always fun just to point out that Josie is a heck of a player, and Artie understands the game.
You always love stirring the pot, don't you?
A little bit.
Here's Stella Beck, and offensive foul called.
Lily Tolele just said it all in her expression there after that. She was a little surprised at that call, but...
Seen a few of them tonight, haven't we?
And the referees have called it the same the whole game. Like you've said before and mentioned a few times, got to adjust.
Here's Schneider. He's had a couple of early looks. Can't get them to drop early in the third quarter. Jamie Nard back the other way. Well, she only had one thing on her mind then from the moment she rebounded the ball at the other end of the court, and that was to get down and score. Stella Beck reaching in. Called for the hands foul. That will be just her first. Chagas has 3. Talele has 3. And back the other way, Cheslick, Dugan and Kestrup all have 3 fouls as well. Here's Gallagher, pulls up for the jumper. And as you said, starting the third quarter the way she started the game, some early points in this quarter for Samara Gallagher.
Which is absolutely fantastic because they need that extra scoring punch from somewhere, and it's coming from Gallagher tonight as we see Josie knock down another jumper from mid-range.
She has 8 in the game. Gallagher has 14 in the game now for the Hoiho. Here she is, right on cue. That one comes off the leg of Beck.
Florencia Chagas checking back into the game. A couple of fouls for her. She's going to need to be a little careful on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, she's got 3. Schneider. And Chagas in the end just sees the opportunity, goes back the other way. Smart heads-up defense there by Samara Gallagher, who just got a hand in. Queens will get it back. Good defense.
That's great defense. Able to chase that down and knock that loose without fouling. Fantastic defensive effort there.
Well, no doubt prevented a basket as well. We know what Chagas is like going to the hoop. And how about the form tonight of Josie Truesdell? And that's going to call the need for a timeout. Nat Vizga wants to have a chat about this. Josie Truesdell tonight, you've already started World War III in their own household, but credit to Josie, she is playing one heck of a game.
She's playing really well, and it's absolutely fantastic to see her be able to step out, knock down that mid-range. And the modern game, people say the mid-range is dead, but not when you shoot it at a high clip like she does.
Well, she's got that really soft touch as well, hasn't she? So we've seen it a couple of times tonight. She gets a shooter's roll. She's up to 10 in the game now. Queen T having a bit of fun, entertaining the crowd as always. And Queen T has become very quickly one of the favourites for fans around the Tauihi.
And why wouldn't Queen T be having fun?
Absolutely.
Queens are playing very well, on a bit of a roll here.
Margin at 31, 10-5 start to the third quarter for the home team. They've got 3 players in double digits now. Here's Schneider. Cheslick wants it down low, gets it. Forces it outside, Gallagher, that shot looks short, it is. Nard gets after it, does very well to haul that one in, and off she goes. Jamie Nard, Gustafsson, back to Nard. Big basket, no, she's fouled. She's off to the Racine. What a good play there between the two Queens internationals, though, Gustafsson and Nard.
The Queens have just got a wealth of talent, and it's great to be able to see any number of them grab the ball off a rebound and start the break. And you can see there the unselfish play getting Jamie Nard to the Rosine foul line. And
now, sitting on the baseline here is her young sister, Ebony, I think her name is. There she is there. You can just see her beside Jamie's mum. I wonder if she's pulling some faces at her sister at the foul line there at the Rosine.
Just trying to put her off. Trying to help the Southerners out a little bit.
Nails them both.
O'Neill under some pressure from Chagas.
I think every player is under pressure when Florencia Chagas is about. O'Neill backs it back out. Chagas has to be careful here. She has a few fouls. Gallagher inside, Cheslick with the height, and maybe Chagas was a little bit lucky there as well with the contact.
That's the first time we've really seen the Hoiho attack a mismatch and try and get after the Queens at that end of the floor like that. As we see Beck, pass was a little behind her, and Russ comes up with the steal.
And they could get back-to-back baskets here. Gallagher with the long shot. Can't complete it. Let's see what Beck can do. She's been in great form tonight. And another basket for Stella Beck. That's 8 of 8 tonight.
Great form continues.
And forces a turnover. So she's having a captain's game tonight, Stella Beck. A star at collegiate level. Spent time in the Australian WNBL with both Townsville and Melbourne. Wellingtonian, back home now and just loving the chance to play on home soil. There's Chagas floating to the basket again. We've seen it a couple of times tonight, Miles Pearce. Florencia Chagas with all the skills in the book.
She is just so deadly putting the ball on the floor, and the Hoiho really need to do something about containing dribble penetration. So many buckets are coming off points, feet in paint, kick out, feet in paint, and finish.
And she becomes the 4th Queens player in double-digit scoring tonight. Goes to 12 points. Florencia Chagas and Shelby Cheslick, mid-court, pulled up for her 2nd offensive foul of the night. And by my count, we've had 5 in total.
Yeah, and Coach Nat Visca's not happy with that call, and I would love to see a replay on that because we don't have the angle that the officials have, that's for sure.
Well, here it is, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There it's set. Well, gee, she didn't do a lot wrong there.
No, not real. And I would, I'd love to know the explanation why, just for my own knowledge and learning, but she seemed pretty still and there was not a lot that screen wasn't called and Chagas took a hit and went down.
Well, I think the first one she was called for tonight was definitely there. That one.
Yes.
I don't think was there at all. How about Stella Beck handing it off to Alan Gustafsson?
Once again, dribble penetration, getting feet in paint, defenders collapsing, extra pass for an easy score.
Cheslick on 4 fouls now, by the way, so she's going to get subbed out in a moment. Here's Schneider on Gustafsson, nowhere to go, good defense. Dugan now into the corner. Zoe Richards is back on the floor. She's ditched the face mask. And she'll head to the coloured stripe as Kestra comes in for the Hoiho. Vaofusi and Hunter doing likewise for the Queens.
Richards with a great take then, being aggressive, and with the game, the way the game's being officiated tonight, you got to put some pressure on the officials to blow the whistle to get to the Rosine foul line to try and chip away at this lead a little bit.
Well, just getting back to that Cheslick offensive foul mid-court, we saw the replay of it. And you do see it a little bit in the game when a smaller player, in that case it was Chagas, if they go to the floor, sometimes it's a reactionary call.
It can be, but right there, I don't think she did a lot wrong. And just my opinion, didn't do a lot wrong, but because there was no teammate calling a screen out, Chagas got hit, Chagas hit the floor, and that's where the whistle went.
Heavy contact inside as Cheslick this time hits the floor. Dugan for three. Well, that never looked like missing when it left the left hand of the West Australian. And that's her first points of the night for the Aussie import. Here's Paris Mason on the charge. Gets a bailout late with a whistle. Foul is on Lena Schneider.
She's probably the only one not in foul trouble at the moment.
Well, she's got her second, but I think this will put the Queens to the line. This time around, the Hoiho in foul trouble. 3:49 left to play in the third. Queens, as you can see, out by 33 now.
And the Queens have just had some runs, and you look at the scoreboard, and all of a sudden they've stretched that lead a few more, and stretched that lead a few more, and stretched that lead a few more, and now it's out to 30 plus.
Stella Beck, 18 points at 100%, mind you. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals and a block tonight. Shelby Cheslick takes a seat. I don't think we'll see her again this quarter. She's got 4 fouls. Dugan with 4.
Is Stella Beck getting enough shots? If you're 8 of 8 from the floor, your teammates have got to be able to find you. If you're 8 of 8, you should be 9 of 9, 10 of 10. Keep going.
We might send you into the huddle, the Queen's huddle at 3/4 time, just to get the message as Schneider hits a big triple. That's her 3rd of the game. She's got 15 tonight.
You see the Hoiho come out in a zone defense. Gallagher caught just on a little reach.
And that'll send Grace Valfusi to the line. Here's the replay, and you can see here just caught Gallagher stepping back in. Valfusi, another local product. She's got some fans in the stand behind us. If she hits one or both of these shots, you'll hear them.
A little strong. I remember watching Grace play as a high school athlete, and she was absolutely outstanding, particularly on the defensive end of the floor. She really got after it and caused some havoc.
There's those fans of Grace Valfusi. Schneider, Kestrick, Richards, Schneider, 4th triple of the night. Yes, indeed.
Much better ball movement, much quicker. Passes were clean. They come up with an uncontested 3.
Second leading scorer in the competition. Gustafsson, Valfusi now on the charge, wants to get to the hoop, and why not? Grace Valfusi.
And everyone has come to play for the Queens, led by captain Stella Beck. Everyone else is contributing, chipping in where they can.
Schneider wants it inside. She gets it inside, and she'll finish inside.
And that's a great post move catch and attack, Gustafsson. She's only got 2 fouls, but doesn't want to pick up a 3rd here towards the end of the 3rd quarter.
Schneider's scored the last 8 for the Hoiho. She has 20 points in the game now, her season average. And she wants some more. This time hands off to Richards, draws the foul, gets the roll. Paris Mason with the foul. The points are good. And the Southerners on a bit of a scoring run here.
They are indeed, and it's great to see, and it's coming from some effort on defense, and they're getting out and running. They're running with some width, and they're sharing the ball and moving the ball at pace. The ball hasn't stopped until they've got to the open shooter or a great shot that they're looking to get as Richards misses from the Rosine foul line.
Queens still leading the quarter 23-22, but it has been a purple patch for the visitors.
Coach Nat Visca switching up the defense a little and going to this zone. It's causing the Queens a few problems.
And some good hands there from Tori Dugan. Jamie Nard taking a break at the moment. Stella Beck also on the sidelines for the Queens. and Josie Trusdell. Between those three players tonight, they've scored 44 points. Here's Chagas. That shot is short. Richards keeps it in. And here come the Hoiho again. Rusk switches it out. No, Paris Mason in the way. She keeps it in, goes through the signage, crashing in to the Hoiho bench.
That is definitely one of Mason's strengths. You can't be loose with a pass there. Her netball background, she is just picking that thing off. She sees that so well.
Might see it here from a different angle. Watch this. Hello. Just goes through everything.
She did, and that's a scary sort of replay because I did see her in a high school game. 2 games were going back to back. She actually knocked someone out on the other court from the when they were on the bench. Took the cross court pass and landed right on the bench of a team facing the other way and hit someone, and they fell down. She knocked them out.
Hunter splits the pair from the line. Schneider wants it inside here. Sets the screen for Dugan. Mason with the job on Schneider. Keep an eye on that. Here's Rusk, who's fouled by Chagas. That's her 4th.
And that was the mismatch that they did a great job attacking a little while ago, but Snyder's got someone on her back after that switch. You've got to go, and she's making plays today, and she's been doing it all season long, but you need to get the ball in her hands. Force double teams, force the defense to collapse and rotate.
And this is the danger when you've got some foul trouble. Florencia Chagas had a couple of pretty soft fouls called on her early in the game, and on that occasion she really made a play at the ball and finds herself now on 4 fouls. She's not the only one, mind you, staying out there at the moment.
But in terms of fouling, that was a great foul because didn't allow the ball to get up, as we see a no call on that one there. Mason loses it out of bounds, and the Hoiho are going to come away with it.
Beck comes in for Chagas now.
And what a luxury for Coach Tanya too. Sub out international and put in our own Kiwi international, Tall Fern Stella Beck.
Here's Richards.
Mason getting up and in.
Bede hands it off. O'Neill shut down by Beck. Good pass though to Zoe Richards. Foul called on Paris Mason, who must be said took a lot of contact at the other end. And Zoe Richards, you can just see there, just copped an errant hand across the face, which is going to sting for her given her injury at the moment. Just see it here and just copped it right on the end of the nose. And it's almost a given that when you come into a game with a sore nose, we saw her wearing a mask before. She's taken the mask off now. What's the first bit of contact you're going to get?
Oh, it's always wherever you're sore, that's what's getting hit. And she goes to the bench, a little bit of little pain. She may come back out in the mask. Another quarter to play. Chances are she'll be back in the game.
Well, this has been a much better quarter for the Southern Hoiho. Queens thought they had the ball back there. Dying seconds of this 3rd quarter. Tonight in the Tauihi, dominated at the moment by the hometown. Can they get one last shot up here? They will through Dugan. Has already hit a triple this quarter. That one is just a little bit short of the mark. And a much better quarter there for the Hoiho. They actually won it 26-24, but it's a long way back. Queens leading the way. They're up by 24. Last quarter coming up on Sky Sport. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
She won. Oh,
Pretty good.
microphone man says you won. Yay. Make some noise, fella. It's the fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter. Let's give our girls some energy. Tokomanawa Queens! Tokomanawa Queens! Tokomanawa Queens! Thank you to the
Wednesday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. Last game of round 5 tonight. And the hometown Queens leading the way. Although a quarter from the Hoiho. Queens out by 24. Miles Pearce, your thoughts?
The Queens are just destroying this game in the paint. 36 points in the paint, 28 points off turnovers, and shooting the ball at 69%. They are unstoppable right now.
Let's see if the Hoiho can win this last quarter as well. Dugan looking to get them off to a flying start. Richards inside. Was there a little bit of a hook in there? Let's see how this one goes. Foul is going to be called on Lily Taulale with the push. And I reckon the referee, Sam Pan, maybe had a different angle of that one. Saw the contact. Let's have a look at it here. You see the hook just there. Contact from Taulale.
There was definitely some contact there, but it's the question of who initiated, and that's why we're sitting here with the headsets on and not out there with the whistle.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be out there. 4th personal foul for Lily Taulale. And Zoe Richards, good from the line. So a good start here in this last quarter for the visitors.
A little bit of extra pressure up the floor by the visitors and just trying to get the Queens out of this amazing rhythm they've been in for the game. Lily Taulale sitting in the middle of that zone at the high post, dropping down to the low post.
And they have taken the opportunity to really rotate their bench tonight, the Queens.
They haven't. It's great to be able to see some of these young athletes on the floor being able to contribute to the league and to their team.
Gallagher almost skipping her way to the basket. So very good start now in this last quarter for the Hoiho.
Gallagher almost doubling up her season average right now. Some great ball movement. Taulale misses on the baseline jumper.
Mason getting after it again. She's not taking out signs in front of the opposition bench. She's doing it in front of her own bench. GJ Gardner Homes replay. Here she goes again.
She will put her body on the line to try and get that ball back and gain that extra possession. Sweet Gallagher blocked.
Schneider keeps it alive. Dugan now with it. And shot clock should not have reset. So that's why we've got to stop in the game. Ball didn't hit the ring. We're just going to get a reset down to 12 now. So it was a couple of seconds out. Margin of 21. Biggest margin in the game was 38. So it has been a really spirited comeback here by the Hoiho. Here's Schneider, wide open. Steps back, another triple. Yes, Lena Schneider. That's her 5th triple tonight. She's got 23, and the lead is back to 18.
And you could see there the mismatch, trying to throw something into the post, but shot clock running down. Snyder just lets it fly and knocks that down, cuts into this lead even more.
Let's see if the Queens react off the bench. Gustafsson and Nard are both sitting at the moment. Turnover, Varfusi. Hard to take on Shelby Cheslick. Long shot from Gallagher. Richards keeps it going. Cheslick now backs it out to Schneider. Has a bit of a skip on the shot, but nails another one. Well, all of a sudden, the Queens are going to have to react here. 38 up, now back down to 15. Chagas about to come in. Gustafsson about to come in.
And the Queens may need a settling timeout. They may need to use their Sky Sport timeout to get something going as Taulale hands off to Grace Varfusi.
And again, she runs into the tall timber. To Lele with the shot. Hunter, big work off the boards. And they'll get the chance to settle this down again. Mason, hard to the basket, makes it. They needed that.
And Mason great with the finish after some grace work. Cheslick can't make the right hook go. Beck comes up with the rebound and starts the Queens going the other way.
Well, that was the first points in the quarter for the Queens. That should settle things down. Beck gets it back from Talele. She now gets on the drive herself. Sends it out to Mason. Hands it over to Valfusi with the miss. Rebound, Cheslick. And there's just a little bit more energy at the moment from the Hoiho bench right beside us here.
And that's just come from some great defense. The Hoiho switched up to a zone, and the Queens have been struggling ever since. Not being able to get their feet in the paint and create some shots for each other. And as we see Beck get the ball knocked loose.
Dugan now on the run. Gallagher, that's a good foul in the end from Stella Beck. Well, not only has it come from good defense, it's also come from some excellent Lena Snyder shooting. She now has a game-high 26 points, 10 of 15 from the field, 6 of 9 from the arc.
The only blemish on her game tonight was her trip to the Rosine foul line where she missed. It's very uncharacteristic, knocking down everything from everywhere. So possibly the easy one with no one in front of you. She needs that extra pressure.
And you can see how the Queens have reacted here. After a 13-point Hoiho run, they bring in Jamie Nard, Florencia Chagas, Alan Gustafson, and Josie Trosdell, all back onto the court with Stella Beck. That's their starting unit as converts the second from the Rosine. That lead is at 16. Was it 38?
It was at 38, and Chelsea's been solid in the middle of that zone, and she's just checked out of the game, so it'll be interesting to see what the Hoiho do here. If they stay in the zone, they switch back to a man. No.
Long way to go in this game.
Back to the zone with Zoe Richards in the middle.
Here is Trusdell. Goes into the corner. Beck has not missed a shot tonight until now. That's her first miss of the game, believe it or not. A perfect 8 of 8 before that. And the Hoiho have a spring in their step. 7 of 10 from downtown for Lena Snyder. Unconscious at the moment, 29 points in the game. And she brings it down to 13.
And I'm sure coach is drawing up every single play where she's hit those threes. An amazing effort here in the second half.
Gustafson settles it down for the Queens once again.
What a tough move. On the move to a right, possible contact as we see Truesdale get called, and you can possibly hear
I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
The possible the noise from the crowd. They don't agree with the call.
Well, let's have a look. You can make up your own mind. We'll leave that up to you at home. I do like the fact that Josie Trusdell has a smile on her face.
She does indeed, and I know she was a standout defensive player at Colgate and led her team in block shots over there. So it's great to see her trying to get to work here as well.
Rusk makes the first at the Rosine and the second. Margin back to 13. Long way to go. Pressure up the floor here. Here is Josie Trusdell. Now with Jamie Nard. The Southerners in that zone that you've been talking about. Nard, what can she do here? Chagas, down low, Gustafson. Back to Jamie Nard. A long look in and out. Look at Stella Beck. What a game.
And it's always a little difficult to rebound and match up out of a zone, and Beck taking a great advantage there as we see another foul called. Stella Beck.
Fourth foul on the Queens this quarter, so they need to be mindful of that now. Here's the replay. Cheslick there, reaching in. No doubt about the contact. Clear foul.
Cheslick was such a huge part of that defensive run. Just Russ loose with the pass.
Well, really good hand from Stella Beck.
It was, but you've got to be better than that on the inbound. It's like straight up, you need to be much better, because the turnovers in the first half really hurt the visitors here, and they've looked after the ball so much better in the second. Those sorts of passes can just disrupt the run you're on.
It's been a 41-30 run since half-time by the Hoiho. And that's been on the back of some amazing shooting by this player right here, Lena Schneider. Kestra, well, she wanted to get back to Schneider there, and why wouldn't you, given her shooting? Jamie Nard was there to pick it up. That's come off a foot. That'll be a Queen's ball.
And Snyder's been so hot. I love the action where she becomes the screener, but you need to move the ball on to get it back to her. That screen trying to create an advantage. And
7 of 10 from downtown.
That is what you call hot. Between her and Beck, they are just shooting the ball extremely well tonight.
Rusk with a hand in the lane, gets the turnover. Schneider can't finish it at the other end. That might just about be the easiest chance she's had. She's put away some amazing shots tonight.
You see Russ check out of the game, Mitchell checking back in.
One of the great things about this brand new women's basketball competition has been the chance to see so many international players foul there against Gustafsson. Offensive foul, so it won't result in shots to the Hoiho. But what it's also done with these international players, it's allowed our homegrown players the chance to train and play and see that next level of talent globally.
Oh, I completely agree, and we've had the privilege of being here in live and calling some of these games from the Queens as we see Snyder take it strong to the basket, crawl under the baseline camera. But Chagas is out here just over 2 hours before a game. Her routine is absolutely amazing, and the New Zealand athlete, particularly the Queens young New Zealand athletes, as we see this drive here, Snyder taking Nard off the dribble, getting to the Rosine foul line. It's an amazing experience, an amazing learning experience for Lily Tolele, Paris Mason, Lauren Tafata, Grace Hunter. They can name any of the young players, and hopefully that's happening across every single team for both the men's and the women's programs.
Well, how about what the Hoiho players would have learnt this season from Lena Schneider? 31 in the game now. Truesdale's had a huge game tonight. That one in and out. Nard nearly gets it back, and she's been called for the foul. So that might be her third or fourth. It is going to send the Hoiho to the line.
And sometimes it's just great to be tall with long arms. As you see Cheslick grab that foul, grab that rebound and hold the ball up nice and high. And only way Jamie Nard could get it back was hit her on the arm.
Timeout called by the Queens. Schneider actually just subbed out before that, and probably more so, she just needed a break.
You're not wrong. She's done so much work here in the third and fourth quarters that she probably needs a bit of a breather, but you don't want to leave her out too long. This timeout's going to be absolutely huge because it gives her a chance to give her that breather and then hopefully get back in the game and keep running some offense for her and through her.
17-6 last quarter by the Hoiho. Some of their best basketball of the season. It's hard to believe that at one point in this game, they were down by 38. Such has been the comeback tonight by the Southern Hoiho.
And one of the things that I'm really impressed with right now for the visitors, they were getting a little beat up on the glass, and at three-quarter time, down 28-16 on the rebound count. They've managed to bridge that gap and really work, and they've come up with extra possessions, keep the Queens one shot and done. As we see Cheswick a little strong on that one, hitting the back of the iron.
Let's see what she does with the second. That one's good to go. Lead at 12. And a whistle off the inbound and a foul called against Bronwyn Kestrup. First team foul of the quarter for the Hoiho. So they won't be too worried about that, although that may be her.
That is her fifth. She's fouled out on that one.
Let's see what the Queens can do here inside the last 3 minutes of this game. That extended pressure there again from the Hoiho. Here's Beck. Nard now. Sends it down. Truesdell. Dangerous pass back out to Beck. On the turn. Looking for the pass underneath to Gustafsson.
And with just over 2.5 to play, this defense is really disrupting the Queens. And another turnover. 2.5 minutes is a long time. Pegging this back is a real possibility, particularly when Snyder gets back in the game and she's shooting the ball at 70% from three.
You'd think she'd be back out there soon. Here's O'Neill. Good hand in the lane by Gustafsson. Falls to Chugas. That is knocked out of play by Tyler Mitchell, who's into the game. And here she comes, right on cue. We just spoke about Lena Schneider coming back into the game. There she is.
Mitchell checking out. She did a great job. Her minutes tonight have been limited, but what she does, particularly on the defensive end of the floor, really helps her team. So great to see her get in there, be productive, and get back out.
Here's Nard. This zone working wonders at the moment for the Hoiho. Chugas for three. Yes, Florencia Chugas.
And she has done an amazing job putting the ball on the floor, creating shots and getting to the basket. That time pulling up for three. As we see Cheswick with the offensive rebound, getting another possession for the visitors.
Biggest score of the season now for the Queens. 89 in the game, just over 90 seconds to go. Schneider held up. Hands everywhere from the Queens. They come up with possession. Here's Chugas. That was her first triple of the game moments ago.
One that's guarding her has got to be so aware of her driving to the basket that they just back up, as we see Nard a little strong on that and back of the iron. And as we see Josie Truesdale, grab the offensive board and get another possession.
Shot clock at 5 on the shot. That'll actually stay in. Came off the ring and then the top of the backboard. Play on. Beck hands it off. Gustafsson on the jumper. Comes up short. Plenty of bodies at the rebound. And there is going to be a foul called here.
I'm always blown away with how many people stop playing when the ball hits the top of the backboard. And people are a little bit shocked as Chagas fouls out on that one. But I'm not sure if, as basketball players, they're just unaware of that rule, but the ball hits the top of the backboard and goes over it. Beck was clever, grabbed it and kept on going.
Lena Schneider hogging all the TV time tonight as she does up her shoelaces. Mind you, she deserves a fair bit of the attention given the night she's had. 31 in the game. And probably the most uncharacteristic part of her game tonight has been her foul shooting. Looks like Jamie Nard may have twisted an ankle here. That's not good news for the Queens. Although she's helped back to her feet, maybe not as bad as first thought. Just tries to walk it off.
A little bit of a stinger there. It's great to see her get up and be able to start walking around.
There's Nard's family. We've spoken about them tonight. Reggie Upshaw Jr. The good news for the Queens is she is pretty much jogging off without too much trouble as Grace Hunter steps onto the floor. And a sigh of relief there for the Queens.
And I'm not sure if we'll see her again, but 14 and 8 rebounds. She's done a great amount of work as we see Snyder go from 3 again. Finally misses a couple. Hit the one on Jamie Nard's ankle, though, where she did the ankle. Snyder misses an easy one under the rim.
Well, she's had some sort of a night. We've sung her praises. I don't think I'll take away from her a couple of late misses. As the Queens settle it down, dying seconds of this one, Morgan to Hunter. Saw Morgan hit a big 3 in the first half. They're going to have to get a late shot up here. Truesdale from the corner. Did she get it off in time? She didn't. 5.7 left in this one. And Hoiho coach Nat Visga has called a timeout. So maybe she just wants to take the opportunity to teach her young players something. The game's going to go the way of the Queens tonight, 15 up. It has been an impressive fight back by the Hoiho.
And an absolutely fantastic second half. They've done a much better job looking after the ball. Their efforts on the glass have been absolutely outstanding in the second half, and they've been able to chip some of this back just through that disruptive defense and some great pressure and some phenomenal shooting.
There is coach Nat Visga. Let's see what the Hoiho run as the final play of this game tonight. The final play of round 5 in the GJ Gardner Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. O'Neill to bring it in, slaps the ball. Bede comes up high, goes down with the pass to Richards. I'm not sure that was part of the play, but in the end, that will do us tonight. Queens with the win. They led by 26 at the half. A much better second half from the visitors tonight. In fact, they won the last quarter 18-9. But it's the Queens getting home for win number 5 of their season. They've had a big week on the road, defeating the Pauakai on Saturday night. And then back here at home in Porirua, they get the result by 15 over the Southern Hoiho. All 5 starters for the Queens in double-digit scoring tonight, led by Stella Beck. 9 of 10 shooting. She finished with 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Chagas with 15 points, Nard with 14 points and 8 rebounds, Gustafsson with 12 points and 7 rebounds. Truesdale playing a nice little cameo tonight with 10 points. For the Hoiho, well, the star tonight for them has been the star all season, and surely is going to figure prominently in MVP voting in this brand new competition. Lena Snyder with 31 points tonight and 7 triples. Samara Gallagher with 15 points. The only players in double digits. Speaking of Samara Gallagher, she's waiting sideline to have a chat with us with Miles Pearce.
Samara, fantastic second half from you guys. Really got on the glass and looked after the ball. How are you going to carry that over to your next game?
I think it's just we have to get it going from the very beginning. It's that little bit of fight that, you know, that makes us unique as the Hoiho. And I guess we just need to be coming out first quarter. I guess carrying it on, I don't know, we'll just go home and have a good feed and then get on with it, I guess.
Hey, that's awesome. I love the way that you came out to start the game and then again in the second half, really looking to carry some of that scoring burden. How are you guys fitting in and trying to get those extra scorers? Snyder with 31, trying to get everyone else chipping in.
Snyder's a pure class, and the great thing about her is that she is looking to help us get better as well. So, yeah, she might be scoring 30 points, but her mentality is how am I going to make the rest of the team better and how do I get them shots? So she's giving us the confidence as much as we're giving her the confidence, and we're just getting on her back and going with it.
That's awesome. Well, great form in the second half there, and hopefully you get the next one. Thank you. We're going to bring in Josie here. Josie, great game. Better post-game than your husband. How do you feel after that one?
Oh man, I don't know what to say. No, that was good. It was a good game. We played really well as a team, and we focused on getting the ball in so that we could get it out. So, yeah, it was good.
You guys did a great job of that. You were out there knocking down mid-range jumpers. How have you guys, you've had some disruptions. Jamie got hurt a little bit, and some people were out with COVID. You guys have really come together. How are you doing that in such a short time, and you've got a busy week?
Yeah, we've got 3 games in I think 4 or 5 days, so it's a tough run. We had a training where we knew we were preparing for 3 games in the one training. So yeah, we just got to be sharp, remember our scout and follow Tanya's lead and we'll be fine.
Awesome, thank you so much and good luck for the busy week.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. Back to you, Justin.
Good on you, Miles. Let's have a look at the stats in this one tonight. A win for the Queens by 15. Stella Beck with 20. An almost perfect shooting night. Lena Snyder, her last quarter was something special. Really got her team back into this one. And you can see there Stella Beck figuring prominently right up the top of every stat category, including the blocks even.
She was just absolutely on fire tonight, both ends of the floor getting it done. Florencia Sugar, 6 steals. Absolutely incredible. Her hands are so quick. She just causes havoc and just absolute disruption on the defensive end of the floor, as we see. Lily Tolele, just a great up-and-coming player. And the youth in this league and the Sal's NBL, absolutely fantastic to see. I believe we'll see Dante Russo-Nance coming up, Tom Beattie in that Tuatara game, the Giant. There's just so much on.
Certainly is. Speaking of what's ahead of us, round 6 of the Tauihi tips off on Saturday night, and it is a massive doubleheader at Event Finder. Kahu and Queens from 5 p.m. followed at 7:30 by the Tuatara up against the Saints. Sunday action in the Tauihi. Hoiho back at home take on the Pauakai. We should send out a very special mention and best wishes to Mary Goulding from the Pauakai with a serious injury last time out. We do hope you're doing well, Mary, and we wish you well in your recovery. And the Phi and the Queens finish off round 6 on Sunday evening. The Queens with a big double header on the road. They get their 5th win of the season tonight. Straight off the floor, they're already on the sidelines meeting the fans. It is one of the great things about basketball here in Aotearoa, both the Sal's NBL and the GJ Gardner homes at Tauihi. The fans can always meet the players after the game. So much fun. But tonight, Miles, the Queens get the win, but the Hoiho certainly putting their best foot forward.
They did indeed, and that could be one of their highest scoring games, only averaging just over 56 on the season so far. Ability to score like that is going to carry over, and hopefully they can get it done at home in their next one.
Hope you've enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on Sky Sport. Basketball continues tomorrow night. Yes, it comes around again. 7:30 p.m. Make sure you join us back into the Sal's NBL, the start of an exciting final regular season round. It's round 15, and it starts tomorrow night with a top-of-the-table clash between the Giants and the Airs. The #1 ranked seed for the final 6 is up for grabs, sold out in New Plymouth. It's going to be a big night. Look forward to joining you then. Bye-bye for now.